Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to Warcraft Rumble. Today we're gonna have a look at some of the strongest leaders in the game to help you progress in Warcraft Rumble. Thank you to Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring today's video. And guys, you will find a download link down in the description and comments of the video. So let's get started. So why are leaders so important in the game? You unlock the leaders as you progress through the campaign, and as you unlock more and more, you'll find that each one of them has specific powers and unique abilities through the talents to make them stronger. My personal favorite, I will say, and he's part of the top leaders that you will be playing through, is Karn. I have showcased him already on the channel. The reason that I like Karn so much is because he has this reincarnation talent. This makes him extremely tanky, resurrecting upon death, giving him 50% health when he comes back. And if you have another healer within your units that you're throwing into the fight, then he can easily get topped back up to full and survive a little bit longer. He only costs 5 gold to actually apply on the board, and basically counts for like 2 units. He has a very strong AoE attack, which you can see he can smash through lots of units and do tons of damage. I do think that the talent that I have on him, the reincarnation one, is the strongest one, but there's multiple other talents that you can choose from as you're playing through and unlocking him to a higher level. Of course, planes running, moving 50% faster and gaining the fast trade is good. And then aftershock, when the stun expires that he applies, affected enemies are dazed for 5 seconds. I still think though that reincarnation is the top talent for him, since it makes him an immense threat and a great tank that you can have on the back line. Your stronger ranged units which can take down ranged enemies, and also support him since he'll be just face tanking all the damage and also basically eliminating all the small melee units up at the front. The next one up in my list is gonna be Tyrion. Tyrion is one of the more basic heroes that you unlock at the start. As a leader, he provides great healing to one of your allies, and more specifically also himself if he's the first one that you drop on the board. He has a divine shield talent as well. We'll go through that in just a second. He goes on into the fight supporting the units up at the front. He can be the frontline unit, but he's not as tanky as, let's say, Karn, which I've just mentioned. So keep that in mind. He cannot take a lot of damage, but he is a very solid support that can also provide healing. The talent that I have on him currently is called Divine Shield. So he gains a magical shield at 30% health, absorbing all damage for 5 seconds. It's just the bubble that we all love. If you've ever played World of Warcraft, then you guys know this is extremely strong, makes him tanky for an additional 5 seconds, can help him push another heal through or have another healer in the back heal him, and basically becomes very, very annoying as a tank basically. Also guys, he has the Consecrate talent, regularly consecrate the ground, damaging enemies within. This is a big AoE ability that does damage. And then by the light, heal the primary target for twice as much, basically doubles him as a healer. I could see this working better than Divine Shield for specific situations where you want to have enhanced heals being applied throughout the fight. I still think that Tyrion is one of the better leaders that you can use within the game, and the fact that you have him very much early on allows you to play around with different units and learn him and how to use him together with other units more and more, and just expand your knowledge within the game. Next one on the list is going to be Rand Blackhand. I like this unit a lot. He is actually my highest level unit on the account at the moment, and the reason is he just makes your whole squad of minis extra powerful. The Rand Blackhand is just amazing. He has not only a melee presence, but he also has a ranged presence at the start. Once he gets hit, he drops off the dragon and he's able to attack as melee. As you see here, I have the Legionnaire talent, which allows this to happen. So you dismount when first taking damage. The Drake continues on flying, so the Drake will not die immediately. You basically have 2 units into 1 just by having him on the board. He does have a much higher gold cost than the other leaders that we just watched, but I still think that he's very much worth it because he has a very unique leader ability called Blacken the Skies. Your other flying troops cost 1 less gold while Rand is in play, but no less than 2. This makes it so that the deck that you might be using with multiple flying troops, their cost will be significantly lower, and then you can build a specific deck with him with all flying units, making it an extremely powerful deck. Once you have Rend down on the board, every other unit will have a significantly lower cost, and will allow you to just apply much more pressure with high cost units that are now much cheaper. And especially on the dungeon with Rand, you'll see on how good he is. One of the most powerful leaders in the game is Baron Riverdane, and definitely deserves a shout out for this one. I haven't played much, if I'm gonna be honest, with this leader. I'm still leveling him up, but I do think that he is much powerful. So let's have a look at his skill set. As you can see, he keeps on spawning skeletons through your towers and your other meeting points, and by that you keep on applying pressure constantly on the map for basically free. His talents, let's have a look at them, is Death Pact. He has a ability to periodically sacrifice a nearby skeleton to be healed. That allows him to survive a little bit longer. Skeletal Frenzy, nearby ally skeletons gain bloodlust, so they attack quicker. And then Chill of the Grave, you summon skeletal mages instead of warriors, so then with that way you have a ranged attack in comparison to a melee attack using this specific talent. I think Baron Riverdale is just amazing. So this is exactly what he does. He periodically summons skeletons at buildings that you control, so your base, towers, or meeting points. So you have constant pressure throughout the board, and you can be very annoying with this as you keep the enemy distracted with each of those skeletons that are summoned upon the board. Then finally, Growmash Hellscream is part of the top 5 leaders for Warcraft Rumble. Let's have a look at what this guy can do. As you can see, he hits quite hard and can take a beating, and with only 4 cost on gold. He has these specific talents. Bladestorm, you basically gain an AoE ability where he's spinning around and damages all nearby enemies. Can be very annoying for multiple group units and can bring in a lot of damage. He can also summon a mirror image. Basically, it's going to be a fragile version of himself. Does not have the same tankiness as it, but it does make it distracting for the enemies in order to attack 2 targets, comparing it to 1. Then he also has Savage Strikes, deal double damage to enemies who are below 50% health. Basically, you're executing them. Not really executing them, but you're doing a lot of damage on enemies once they start dropping low. So definitely Savage Strikes would be the one I would use for him as a leader. And then if we have a look at his leader ability, all nearby friendly units gain Bloodlust. This can be tremendous since his low cost of 4 gold together with his leader ability makes it so that you gain overpowering presence and power through the speed that you gain on speed of the attacks through Bloodlust. So it makes enemies double guess on what they have to drop down on the ground in order to beat him, because they have to eliminate Growmash basically first in order to eliminate also the leader ability, which makes everybody else stronger. So he's a double threat in that way, just because of his leader ability makes him extra strong. And these guys are the 5 top leaders that I found so far within Warcraft Rumble. Every single leader has their own specific ability and power, and together with specific units you can gain your own strategies and enjoy the game as you like. Guys, this was the video for today. Thanks a lot to Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring today's video and the channel. As I said, you will find a download link in the description and comments of today's video. Go into the game, try it out, play around with all the leaders, but definitely check out these top 5 that I've just mentioned, since you will find them a lot more interesting than maybe the other ones, especially if you're just starting out. These have like an easier way to get you into the game and get you excited about it. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.